Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode episode 4 of the My Career Mode or the My Driver Career Mode here on F1 25 here on the F1 City YouTube channel. Today is, as you can see, a race around
I'm afraid you've
Great
dropped to
Britain
P22.
or
P22.
Silverstone, where we will have a sprint race and a feature race just like normal F2. But first, let's get underway with qualifying. Now, it just ended raining. It just stopped raining just before this lap. So this whole lap, I wasn't really driving that fast. I was just kind of getting a feel for it, kind of, if that makes any sense at all. Anyways, so now we will start our actual real qualifying attempts here. Last time out at the Austrian GP or F2 GP, we had a win for the regular race, and I believe P4 for the sprint race, and we just go
down to
a P3.
P22.
We just barely go outside, or onto the grass, going well outside track limits there. And I think after thinking about it more and more, I think I might change at least for while I'm on F2. I will probably change the track limits, just because on F1 for me personally, it seems a bit strict. Um, Maybe that's just because I'm not used to it, but like I've seen it, like personal experience, not just watching other people, genuine personal experience of times when it's just like, come on, it's not really deserving of a penalty. I didn't even go out. It's just half of my tire went out, but the other half was still in. Anyways, let's go to the end of the qualifying lap. Up 10 seconds on our previous look around, 11 seconds, go off track again. See, those, I'm okay with those being discounted. I'm not okay with the ones where you just don't even really go over and they cake that. But anyways, we set a 1:44.8, good enough for P2, already going slightly up on our time, 3/10 already through the third corner, I believe that is, if not the fourth corner, as we go through, gaining time everywhere, up 8/10, nearly a second, closing in on 9/10 of time gain. So I should be gaining quite a bit of time. As you can see, as we go to the end of this lap, since it was wet, so many more people in between just this lap have gotten their times in on the dry tires that we went from P2 to P7, but we go across the line again just to take P2 right back again with a 1:43.2 as we zip around turn 1, turn 2, and then going into turn 3. We are already just barely up on our time, trying to find time wherever we can. Might be getting a bit of dirty air from the driver in front of us, but it should be okay as we set a purple sector 1 yet again. We go through the final bits of the final corners, and you can just see the car just not quite wanting to turn, but we go across the line, and that's good enough for a fastest lap. 2 purple sectors, and that's a 1:42.2, which I believe is, what, 5/10 faster? I'm not exactly sure, maybe 3/10. I didn't quite get the chance to glance at the top, but faster than the second, not faster than our previous time. But Colapinto comes across the line with a 1:41.6. That is blisteringly fast compared to our previous time. But fortunately, we are gaining time everywhere. 1.3, nearly 1.3, not 1.4. Nearly 1.5 seconds gain here. Let's see what we can get across the line, and it's good enough for P2. 2 purple final sectors there, and we'll see if we can't get one final run here to see if we can secure pole for the British Grand Prix. Let's see, up 9 seconds, 8 seconds, tenths. Oh my, horrible final sequence, only down at 5/10. Are we going to make it pole position? Yes, we are. We just squeezed out, and we secure pole position. To be fair, that was a pretty big gap. It was like 3 or 4 tenths there. 2P.
It's time to leave for
Two,
now, but we'll be
but
back
lovely to
tomorrow
see that
when the feature race
as other
gets
people finally got
underway.
their final laps in, we go 10th a tenth of a second faster than both P2 and P3. So lovely to see that we are secured pole position in all those qualifying runs. Let's see what we can do in the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? The 3.6 miles of Silverstone Circuit in Great Britain should be familiar to fans and drivers alike. Built on the side of a World War II airbase, the track features 18 corners and some good opportunities to overtake at the end of 2 DRS zones, located on the Wellington and Hangar Straights. It's Formula 2, it is the sprint race. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me. Now Alex, there's no mandatory stop in the rules, but this is Formula 2. Anything could happen.
Try to leave reverse in the pit lane if you possibly can. You do not want to be going backwards from the front row of the grid. This is the moment where some drivers are able to snatch points they won't be able to later on.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
Right, so I genuinely had no idea that our engine supplier was from England, but you know, you learn something every day. Anyways, we have decided to go on the hard tire for this sprint race because two reasons here. Number one, if I don't believe I had another soft. I think I used the other soft in practice or something. I'm not exactly sure about it. I didn't have I think I only had one soft left for the race, and I was like, well, apparently the AI had two soft, but I think I only have one soft. So let's go on the hard. And also another reason is because those softs are going to wear out by about lap 4 or 5. It's not going to be like obviously completely worn out, hence the reason they're still able to use them. But they're going to be worn out enough that I think I'll have a pretty big tire advantage.
There, mate. Now we need to make sure we get a great launch as the race starts.
I reckon from what I've seen in the past, you could be around 25 to 30% wear versus like 45 to 50, depending on how hard everybody pushes. But let's see. Anyways, as we get ready to go for the sprint, 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go for the British F2 sprint race, and we get an okay getaway, but it looks like, I have no clue how you pronounce his name, it nearly overtook us, but Dirksen and Behrman are fighting in front of us, and we just shut the door on okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, as we just try to get around the outside there, just because we were trying to leave a bit of space there, because, well, actually, let's be honest here, we just went wide. But we have a great run-up on Behrman and Dirksen. Anyways, let's jump and see a replay of this start. It looks like, who is that? Richard Vachor in the back of the grid. Looks like he lined up on the wrong grid slot for a second, but maybe that's just me. It just looked like the back 2 cars, Vachor and Maloney, had a horrible start. But it looks like Bernard gets away from Aaron, Cordell. So that team's having a great race. Maeda, Hauger, Antonelli, and Hajar, Behrman, Dirksen, then ourselves, then our teammate Victor Martins in P12. So maybe we can help him out and see if one of us can get a point scoring here. Anyways, let's see exactly what we can get underway as we continue on this sprint race. I believe that, as you can see there, the soft tire runner is just getting better start compared to us, and he nearly dives down the inside of us, and he gets the position. Don't know what his name is, but his last name is Stanek. Stanek takes the position from us, and we are falling down the order on these hard tires compared to him on the soft tires. We go off the track because I genuinely thought I had more grip than that. This was right after qualifying, so I was used to being able to really attack it, but unfortunately that's not the case. Our teammate Victor Martin gets ahead of us, and so now we will be jockeying for positions with anyone and everyone as we go on to lap 2, merely just checking to see what Herrera will do behind us, and Fittipaldi, as we go around this hairpin, which is one of the hardest things in my opinion. Well, I guess it's not really a hairpin, it's kind of a hairpin. it's one of the hardest things in my opinion. One of the hardest corners on the F2 calendar for this year that I've chosen. I chose some interesting tracks because instead of doing a 14 race calendar, I did an 8 race, so I had to not pick some things. So you know, anyways, as we go to lap 3, we are making ground. Purple middle sector, we are making quite a bit of ground to Victor Martins, our teammate. Just in these couple corners alone, we nearly just go off. I mean, we do go off track. We just barely go off track. So what I'm trying to say, we dive it down the inside of Victor Martins, our teammate. Let's see, we try to keep it somewhat tidy, but of course we're going to have a bit of wheel banging here, and our teammate is not doing any favors for the team or us. We just tap him 2 times on the gearbox on the rear wing there with our front wing. Thanks to him just honestly slowing us down. But let's see if we can get a move here going into turn 3 or not. No, we cannot. We are way too far away, and we will have to settle in and stay in P12 and just honestly hope for a miracle to get any sort of points here. We are the championship leader by a mile because even though I've been winning by quite a bit, I haven't been raising the difficulty simply because I believe that if you dominate an F2, domination in F2 is, you know, sort of how you would get into F1, if that makes any sense. And I also just find it easier to drive at the limit. But at F2, anyways, we nearly get around our teammate Victor Martin, but we have the DRS and we have a bit better of a run, and we will breeze by him like nothing else. But we have 1.5 seconds to make up in 3 laps. Yes, our hard tires just about now will be having the tire advantage compared to the softs that are probably pushed pretty hard because they're in dirty air, and all of them up there have been fighting quite a bit, so they probably are pushed a bit more than ours. But to be fair, we've been in the dirty air and we've been fighting our teammate as well, so we will see if we can get anything done to pass Stanek here and try to get into P10. And we go just slightly off circuit. We go around and we have DRS, but he also has DRS, so it's not going to mean much. We obviously in F2 don't have any ERS, so let's see exactly what we can do. 2 green sectors, so we have been pushing quite a bit, and you can see there the dirty air is slightly affecting us. We couldn't quite make the corner because of the dirty air, but we have the run up, and we're going to dive it down the inside of Stanek and move on to Dirksen and see if we can get it done. But maybe he's going to come back at us, and no, he's not. We're going to get the move done, and that is good enough for P10. And now we are on to unfortunately the final lap of the race, and we have 1.3 seconds to make up on P9. I don't believe we're going to be able to do it, even though we have a slight tire advantage with those hard tires. If there's a medium tire that would be allocated for this weekend, which there isn't, I would have picked that one because that would still be at a better tire advantage, but it would also be a bit faster than the hard tire, and so I would have picked that one, but unfortunately that isn't the case. And so this honestly feels like a bit of a waste of potential, really. And so I feel like we should have just gone with the soft, but then I don't know if we were allowed to do 2 pit stops onto the hards, because like I said earlier, we only had 1 soft left for the race, and I didn't want to use it in the sprint race because I wanted to use 2 different tires in the feature race. But anyways, it is what it is. No points for the sprint race, but we are leading the championship by quite a long ways. So hopefully we will continue our winning streak tomorrow on Sunday, or I believe, yes. Anyways, we crossed the line, and that's good enough for P10. Disappointing. We finished right where we started, but let's go to the podium celebration and then to the pre-race commentary to kind of see what we can do for the race.
Magnificent! It's victory for Paul Aaron.
It might not be the same points as the feature race, but it is the same podium, and they get to wave at the fans from it.
And as they make their way down onto the podium, there's no denying the strength of the high-tech GP team. It was an incredible performance today, and they really deserve to stand on the top step. It was great having you with us for the weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We will see you when Formula 2 returns. It's Sunday, and that means it's race time here at Silverstone. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the race. Five miles out from Toaster, this icon of British motorsport heritage comprises 18 corners over 3.6 miles of circuit. Silverstone has been through several changes over its lifetime, with the start line now leading into Abbey, a fast right-hander for turn 1. But still there, of course, is the circuit's most famous and iconic sequence of corners, starting at Maggots, turn 10. With that then, let's run through the grid order. Johnson lines up on pole position, edging out Joshua Dirksen, who will start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Behrman, Hadjar, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Hauger, Miata, Cordial, Barnard, Paul Aaron, Stanek, Correa, Victor Martins, Rafael Villagomez, Crawford, Colapinto, Fittipaldi, Gabriel Bortoletto, Pepe Marti, Miney, Maloney, and Richard Verschoor completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
Right, so as we get underway for the race, we plan to go longer on that hard tire, and then pit onto the soft. As you can see, everybody else except Ollie Behrman going on that soft tire compound. On the hard tire compound. So he's probably going to have a much better start. We will be definitely probably fighting him for the lead. And if he gets a good enough start and gets that, and then hits onto the hard tires, and then gets an undercut, because he's gonna have faster tires, and then he's gonna pit and still have faster tires until we pit, and then we're only gonna have faster tires for like 2 laps or 3 laps, and he's gonna have quite a bit faster tires for the rest of the time. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, we go so far ahead in the formation lap that I'm positive our tires are quite cold by now, just because I was really weaving about trying to get them warm. Still a bit of dust there because I went onto the gravel a wee bit there. But anyways, we're heading into the feature race for the British Grand Prix. It is lights out, and away we go. We get an okay getaway. It's not the best that we've had from pole position, but here comes going around the corner, as I said before, Ollie Behrman, an absolute stonking getaway, an unbelievable start. And my Miata, or whoever wow, that's not I feel like that's not how you pronounce it, but I'm going to pronounce it like that. He's also on the soft tires, and he has had a pretty good getaway as well. I think he started in, what, P6 or P7? Don't quote me on that. Anyways, yeah, I can't believe I just said 6-7. Anyways, we're going into the final corners of lap 1. Ollie Behrman already 2.4 ahead of us. Well, now 2.2 because we really pushed you there. But now he's back up ahead of us. He set a blazing lap time. Obviously, it was lap 1, so of course he's going to have the fastest lap. But we have pulled away from Dirksen, who is under heavy pressure from Miata. very heavily pressurizing him. And now, as you can see, he's now in P3. So the 2 soft tire runners really showing that it might be the best choices. As we said, a green, 2 sectors. So we are improving a little bit here. But Ollie Behrman just absolutely crazy. Like, man, he's nearly 3 seconds ahead of us after 2 laps, heading into the 3rd lap. I mean, it is 2 steps softer of tires, but goodness, he's really pulled away. And Mayada has really pulled up to us, and he's closed the gap quite a bit there. I can't remember exactly what the gap was before. I think it was roughly 2 seconds. Now it's like 1.4. I don't know. You can maybe rewind it and check exactly where it was, but he's closed up several tenths in just the last lap, but we just skip over the curb, and he's pretty soon here going to be in DRS range if we're not careful. Even if we are careful, he might just be, because he has such a big tire advantage, and we just don't have that tire advantage. As you can see, we're kind of just slipping, trying to get the car turned around. We just don't quite have that grip. And now I believe he is, yes, he is in, not quite, wait for it, he's in DRS range now. And I believe this will, if he gets a good run up, which he will be in dirty air, so around Maggots and Beckett's, he might not have the best of clean air to get the best turn in on all the corners and have the best release, but we don't have the best corner exit coming out. But we have made up so much time in that clean air. Not only have we set a purple middle sector, we have cleared him. We have gained about 4 tenths just in that sector because we have the clean air, no dirty air, and we just went full push, full attack. And we go into lap 4, middle purple sector yet again. And Jack Crawford, our teammate in the My Team career mode, he is out of the session. And here, I believe, our tires are just starting, unlike in the sprint, where we thought our tires were going to start having an advantage on the softs. Now, I believe our tires are having an advantage on the softs. Because look, Ollie Behrman isn't pulling away just quite as much as he was before. And we just set the our personal fastest lap. And Mayada isn't quite catching as much as he was before. So we are starting to kind of claw our way back. But of course, they're going to pit onto those hard tires. And we are going to still have the slower tires for 1 or 2 more laps.
Miata's behind you.
So here begs the question, do we want to pit onto the softs now? Because if we pit onto the softs now, you know, we'll have softer tires. But they might be worn out by the end, like by the last lap of the race. Since they're on the hard tires, they'll have less tire wear. Because since it's only a 10-lap race, the tire wear is crazy over just 1 lap. You know? So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, going on to lap 7, as you saw earlier, our teammate already pitted, and now our engineer is calling us into the pits at the end of this lap. Miata, he pulled up to 4 tenths away from us. But over this lap, we cleared it with that middle purple sector yet again, with just utilizing that clean air and those very warm tires that we have been using. And let's see exactly what kind of pit stop time it will be for us here. We see it is a optimal turn-in time, 4.0 to 4.3, and it is a 4.2. Don't quite get released in time, but we release. And so that will drop us back down to the people who pitted like a couple laps ago, like our teammate who pitted 3 laps ago, I believe. And all the people that pitted with him, they're going to have the undercut at us. And so, yes, Ollie Behrman, he has pitted. He was in front of us. And so, Aaron, he's the only one really actually who's cut in front of us, unlike what I was just talking about. So that's good news. But now we have the much faster tire than Ollie Behrman. I mean, much faster. We have fresh softs versus fresh hards, and he's just getting accustomed to these. So, honestly, it would have been in his best interest to pit like 2 laps before us, and he would have gotten the undercut on us with the soft tire, with the newer hard tire even more. But we have such a good run up on him into turn 3. We dive it down the inside of Ollie Behrman on those fresh hard tires, but we have fresh soft tires, but he sticks it to us, and we have to wait yet again to see if we can get a move done. But we have DRS here heading in to the turn 5 and 6, I believe, or maybe 6 and 7. Don't quote me on that yet again. We stick behind him. Dirty air may be affecting us slightly, but we do have the tire advantage. and we see if we can't get him with a switchback here. No, I don't think we'll quite have to run on him. We have a better exit than he did, but that mixed with the slipstream still won't quite be enough for us to pass him. Heading through Magus and Beckett, and we go for a move around the outside, and let's see what we can do here. Going through these very fast corners, even though it's an F2, they're still extremely fast. We dive it round the inside. Let's see if we can get the move done. Yes, we do. He hangs it round the inside of the next corner, and we just get the position done, and we have the DRS. We close the door in his face, and that is our position to keep moving on to the last lap of the race. We absolutely flew away with these soft tires after we got the position done. Nearly a 3-second gap to Oliver Behrman as we go through the final sequence of corners here on the final lap of the race. Let's see if we can't set the fastest lap of the race at the end of the race as well. We run to the line, and it's going to be P1 and the fastest lap of the race. That is our, I believe, that is our every single race this year. I think that we have won of the standard race. I can't remember the first race of the season. I don't know why. Anyways, you can go back and correct me on that. But great to see that we get another win.
4 wins in a row.
Honestly, dominant season, and that's honestly, in my opinion, how it's supposed to be. You know, we're the young hotshot rookie next year in F1, and we want to be that young talent, and we want to have it feel, we really want to get into the storyline and make it feel like we're that really fast driver who's really quick and has the potential, and the only way to do that is dominating F2. So if you find this boring, fair, I guess, but I mean, it's been good racing in my opinion, and even though we've won pretty much every feature race, we haven't won every sprint race, so it's not like it's a complete breeze, but yes, we have won every feature race, I believe, because Jeddah we won, and I believe Monaco's the only one where I'm not gonna I wouldn't place everything on it that we won, but I know we won every other one. Anyways, fantastic win. We are miles ahead in that Drivers' Championship.
I think I need a lighter.
Honestly, we just need to get, consistent, just low, medium scoring points position pretty much every race and sprint race. Anyways, guys, let me know if you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. And please have a great day. I will be posting hopefully more regularly. Anyways, see you guys later. Goodbye.